Hi everyone, Stuart here from Northern Bolt & Tool. Spring is just around the corner, so we have selected some of the Ingco cordless power tools to help you make your garden the best garden in your neighborhood this spring. So with that said guys, let's jump in and have a look. Up first guys, we've got this mini chainsaw from Ingco. Alright guys, so jumping into the mini chainsaw, opens up like this, and there's a few parts inside. So this is the mini chainsaw. It's literally like a mini scaled down version of the full size chainsaws in the Ingco range. It's actually quite a cute little tool, not gonna lie. You've got your bar over here. This is an 8-inch bar. You've got a chain over here. You've got a bottle to lubricate the chain. So important thing to note with this unit is that it is a manually lubricated operation device. So that means there is no oil feed for you to fill a reservoir, and it lubricates the chain on its own. Every 3 to 5 minutes of work, you need to lubricate the chain manually. I've spoken to Ingco. We do have special chain lube for specifically chainsaws, but they also say that you can use other lubricants, and one of the suggestions was Q20 WD-40. I'm not sure if I would 100% recommend that. They say it's okay, but I would go for a proper chainsaw chain lube and just lubricate it every 3 to 5 minutes or so while working with this tool. So these are all the parts guys. When this machine is all put together and it's ready to go, it looks something like this. So to operate this machine, you've got your trigger over here. You slide your battery into the back here. Keep your fingers well clear of the chain and you are good to go. With regard to adjusting the chain tension, you've got your tension screw on the front here. There are a few videos online, or many videos online, on how to correctly tension the chain, and the gist of it is not too tight, not too loose, which I know sounds a little bit weird, but if you're not sure, just watch a few of those videos. They will give you some good insight and a few tips on how to tension it properly. But a good rule of thumb is you want your chain to move a little bit, but it mustn't come out of the bar. So it must just be firm and it mustn't droop or anything like that. So something like this is pretty decent and it should be good to go. There you go guys, nice little mini chainsaw, nice for two-hand operation, that sort of thing, and a great little tool to have in your collection. Next up guys, we've got the cordless grass trimmer. So to open it, I'll show you guys here. We've got these little tabs. There's quite a few parts inside when you initially open it. So this is the main tool itself. I'm just going to put that on the side. You've got your guard. You've got this little wire bracket over here. You've got a handle, and most importantly, you've got this wheel over here. This is a kit, so this particular unit also comes with a battery and obviously a charger to go with it. So once you've put your grass trimmer together, it should look something like this. So you can see you've got your protective wire guard on the front. That's to protect flowers and stuff. You can more easily see how far away you're cutting. Make sure you don't cut anything that you're not supposed to. It is also on a wheel. So I mentioned that the wheel is quite important, and that's for your edges. So when you go along, you can roll your machine along and it will cut your edges exactly how you want. On top of that, you can also adjust the head of the machine. So if you press in this button over here, you can adjust it to whichever orientation you'd like. And if you push this button here, it rotates on the shaft itself. So that's quite useful. Over and above that, you also have this reach adjustment. So you loosen this, pull the bar out to whichever length you want, and then you tighten this again, and then you've got your grass trimmer. Depending on the height of the person using it, you can adjust it to what's most comfortable. You've got your handle up top. You adjust it by loosening this screw over here, and you just move it around to the position that you'd like. Fasten it again, and off you go, good to go. So there you go guys, cordless grass trimmer. Next up guys, we've got these Hedge trimmers. These are the two in our range. They both come as a tool only. This one is the 20 volt one. and this one is the 40 volt one. So this one actually takes 2 batteries. So if you flip it over like that, you can see slots for 2 batteries. You can also see the size difference between the 2 blades. The 40 volt one is both longer and it is wider, so it allows a larger or more material between the blades when it's cutting. To operate this one, the 20 volt one, it actually has 3 safeties. So I'm just going to put a battery in so to show you guys. Clip it in there. So you need to pull this bottom trigger here, but to pull it you need to push this forward first. And you pull that, then it has another switch in the handle, and it doesn't matter which order you pull them in, but yeah, both of those have to be depressed to power this machine on, and rightly so. I mean, this it's quite a scary machine. I'd hate to get my finger or something caught in there. That's what's running through my head right now, and I can just imagine blood squirting around everywhere. On this 40 volt machine, it's actually a lot heavier. It has a bit of a shock absorber on the handle at the back here. But this one, you just pull this trigger over here, and this one at the front over here to power the machine on. Obviously the 40 volt machine gives you a little bit more power and that sort of thing for those more heavy duty type of jobs. But both of these machines are great little machines. The 40 volt unit is a brushless unit. The 20 volt machine, is still a brushed unit at this point. But with new improvements coming out all the time, I don't think it'll be long before the 20 volt gets a nice brushless motor as well. So one of the big advantages of a cordless versus a corded tool, especially when it comes to these types of tools, is that you don't have a cord. You aren't at any risk of cutting the cord by accident. You know, especially when you're moving around the hedges, that sort of thing, the cord can get caught in an area where it shouldn't be and get cut off. And yeah, that would be super annoying and yeah, potentially dangerous as well. So there you go, guys. Get yourself a cordless hedge trimmer. It's both safer and more user-friendly. Next up, guys, this is a fairly new kit from Ingco. It's a cordless garden shear and a handheld chainsaw. Not to be confused with the mini chainsaw, this is more of a handheld type of chainsaw setup. Alright guys, so obviously in here we've got the handheld chainsaw as I mentioned earlier. So this is what it looks like. You also get a cordless shear over here. You get a little bottle for your oil. It is an empty bottle, so you do have to put your own oil in there. There are 2 10-power batteries in here, but let's see if I can get this other one out. Okay, it's a little bit difficult to get out, and you also get your charger over here. So this bottle here, obviously it's empty, but you can use it to refill the bottle. I don't think it's the most necessary piece of kit because this is a self-lubricating reservoir or handheld chainsaw. So you put your chain lube in here and it self-lubricates as you use the tool. So to use the tool, obviously you take off your guard like that, you grab your 10-power battery, you slide it into the slot. Then, like on all of the chainsaws in the Ingco range, this goes for all of them, the mini chainsaw, the larger ones, you have this little switch at the bottom over here, and you just press and hold it until the little green light goes on. Now the machine is live. You have a second safety over here, and once that's depressed, you can pull the trigger and the machine will power on. So there you go, guys. A little crash course. The light will turn off on its own after about 45 seconds as a safety precaution to stop you from accidentally leaving the tool live and lying around where it could cause harm or damage to people. Then we also got the cordless garden shear. We have done a review on it before, but just quickly, again, you got your on-off button over here. So you just press and hold it until you see the light come on. You double tap the trigger over here. There, that's the second noise that it makes. Now it's live. And this is up to 25 mil, so this will cut a branch up to 25 mil, and it'll also turn off on its own after a short amount of time. But for more information on this particular tool, please check out our previous review on it. It's a more of an in-depth review, and it gives a lot more information about this particular tool. Guys, if you're enjoying this video, please hit that like button and subscribe. It really helps us. And yeah, with that said, let's move on to the next tool. Next up, we've got these cordless blowers. They might look the same, but they're a little bit different. We'll show you now, guys, what the differences are between these two. Alright guys, so over here we've got our blowers. So I'm just going to show you what they look like when they come from Ingco. So you've got your little... So these blowers do kind of look the same, but there are a few fundamental differences that set these two pieces apart quite a bit. So when you unpack them, this is how they look. They both obviously come with user manuals, like so. Quite intuitive and easy to use. Again, make sure that everything locates as it should, like so. Both of these are part of the Super Ingco range, so quite a nice new technology in both of these items. So as you can see, these look pretty much identical, and I'm pretty sure they actually are identical. They clip on like so. So the fundamental differences between these is that one of them is about half the price of the other one, and that is because of the way they operate. So this one here, this is the cheaper of the two. It only has a trigger, it's an on-off trigger, not a variable speed trigger, so it's just on-off, and it does not have a brushless motor. So brushed motor, and pretty simple, it just gives you the full power right off the bat. Whereas this unit, there's a brushless unit, and it has a variable speed trigger over here, and you can also lock the trigger with this locking mechanism in here. Sorry, I was pressing it the wrong way, my bad. Anyway. So you can adjust it to the speed that you want, and you can leave it and it will run at that speed. So I'll just show you guys that now quickly. Slide your battery in. So that's actually quite convenient to reduce user fatigue, that sort of thing. You don't always have to be holding down the button or the trigger the whole time. So on this one, it just gives you full pace right off. And I must say, although on the box and on the specs, it does say that these produce the same amount of airflow, the the brushless one does feel a lot more powerful and a lot more precise. It's also quite a bit lighter, I must say. And with it being brushless, you'll also get a lot more use out of a single battery charge. Don't forget, guys, on the blowers, they are a very energy hungry machine, and they use up the batteries very, very quickly. So with a machine like this, you want the largest battery you can find or get, and if you can get a brushless unit, the brushless motors are a lot more efficient, and you'll just get a lot more life out of a single charge of your battery. So guys, there you go. Two blowers, they look very similar, but that's the main differences between them. So when you're going into the shop, you can make a more informed decision on which one is best for your application. Next up, guys, we've got the pole hedge trimmer. So as the description suggests, you've got your pole and you've got your hedge trimmer. You slide that off, you can see the blade, and it does require a little bit of attention. There's a little pin inside that locates it, so just bear that in mind when installing. It did take us a concerning amount of time to figure that out, and yeah, it caused some fun and games. Anyway, that's how it looks when it is installed and set up. This pole gives you 3 meters of reach, so you're able to extend it over here in the middle, like so. I'm just going to leave it on the shortest setting just to show you guys how this item works. So from here, you've got your handle over here, you've got your safety, you pull it down, you've got your switch, you've got, this is your head, you're able to rotate it in various positions. So when you rotate it, you'll see it, and then when it clicks, that's when it's securely in position. So just press it, and there's 7 of these positions, so you can get the exact orientation that you'd like for the job that you're trying to do. Nice for those high branches or items that are difficult to reach, maybe far away or whatever the case may be. But yeah, quite versatile and definitely a useful tool to have at your disposal. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed and you learned a few things about the cordless power tools in the garden range from Ingco, and I hope you're able to use these tools to make your garden as beautiful as it can be. Don't forget to like and subscribe, guys. Every little bit of support really does count. And if you want to check out any of these tools, there are links in the description below. as well as an address to our physical store should you want to come in and check out the tools in person for yourselves. Thank you all very much for watching. I'll catch you again next week. Thank you.